Nobody indeed. What is up? Welcome into Driving the Line Super Bowl Sunday. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. All kinds of good stuff. Now, I will say this, all right? Everyone who is tuning in new, okay? There are Super Bowl breakdown guides, everything on your YouTube feed, because this is going to be an all new, brand new show. Because everyone that has been with us throughout the week, you've seen it. You've seen all of the breakdowns prop-wise that we have, and we're not going to do it again. We got to keep it fresh and keep it popping. So I will say, if you haven't seen any of the player breakdowns we have, go to the YouTube feed right now, and you will see them. But before we look forward, as always, we have to look back. And what in the world? Jokic, come on, baby. All right, so we go 2-3 last night. Tennessee and Alabama came through. That was nice. Alabama, buddy, I don't know what y'all were doing at the end of the game. That was brutal, man. Jokic, dude, this dude was perfect throughout the night. We just needed more attempts. John Morant, we get that one. Stonehill, LIU, Virginia Tech, Notre Dame. But you know what? It's all right. We got plenty going on today. All right, so like I just said, okay, Super Bowl 59 expert guide is in your feeds now. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, your mama's podcast, whoever's got one, all right? It's out there. Go check it out because I assure you, you will find great information there. Now, we'll also be live tonight, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Central for the live Super Bowl pregame pick show. And big shout out to YouTube Live there. Got to boost us up. Yeah, I've been working with them, and it's going to be a fun night. Tune in. There's going to be prizes. We got squares. We've got all kinds of stuff. Make sure you are live, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, an hour before kickoff, and we're going to have a ton of fun with that one. All right, now, one more, the Discord. All right, if you haven't joined, it's free. Scan that QR code right there. If you have no idea what Discord is, don't worry. It's a chat room. That's it. We continue the live chat from the show into there, and I assure you, you've got all kinds of awesome things that you need for these games, especially for Super Bowl 59. I assure you, check it out. You're going to see a huge organized room of all kinds of great stuff. I promise you, you will enjoy it. Okay, so where do we go first? What should we do? This is a big one. All right, so let's just pull up our screen here of what we have, okay? Chiefs minus 1.5, total of 48.5. This sucker hasn't moved. It absolutely has not moved all week. Well, 2 weeks, to be honest with you. So there we go. Now, a couple things real quick. Cortez, been for 12 months. Let's catch these bets, fam, man. Absolutely. Big Brian, hey, been for 12 months. Hey, college baseball starting this week, man. Cannot wait for that. And it is so good to see all of you. And thank you, all of you, with these members for a year, man. That means something. Absolutely means something. I cannot thank you enough for that one. All right, drop your picks. Drop everything that you have into the chat. We're going to get through all of it, I assure you. All right, Peggy asks, who's going for the 2-point conversion today? Peggy, you wonderful, wonderful soul here. It's going to be the Eagles, all right? Could be both, but I believe that we're going to get at least one. And speaking of that, let's get these picks going. And let me show you this. Okay, so I'm going to pull it full screen. All right, I'm going to go through them, but you've seen some of these. Some of them are brand new, okay? So Eagles money line, Saquon Barkley TD, plus 180. Saquon Barkley, 2+ touchdowns, plus 310. That can come on the ground or the air. Saquon Barkley, longest rush, over 24.5 yards, minus 115. Patrick Mahomes, over 6.5 rush attempts, minus 105. And here's something. I'll pull myself on screen. You might be able to get this at 5.5. I don't know the juice, but if you haven't played it yet, some books have it at 5.5. Take a look there. Shop around if you haven't put it in yet. Again, don't know what the juice is, but something to pay attention to there. All right, I'll pull it back up here. Chiefs, Eagles. Peggy, like you just said, 2-point conversion attempt, plus 110. Attempt. We get both teams, and doesn't have to be successful. We just need the attempt in the game, at least one. So I believe it's going to be the Eagles doing it. However, the Chiefs aren't scared either. Chiefs, Eagles. Punt result in a touchback, plus 130. That's right. A punt to go in the end zone. That is it. That's all we need. Plus 130 from either team. Chiefs, Eagles, over 2.5 players to attempt a pass. Plus 180. Okay, I'll pull myself back on screen here because let's just assume Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, both going to attempt a pass tonight. That means we just need one additional player, okay? Could come from a trick play. Could come from a punter on a 4th down, all right? Could come from a gadget play. A.J. Brown, he's got a hose on him. We've seen both teams utilize other players don't get past. Also, and while we are certainly not putting this in the air or wishing it, if either of these quarterbacks get hurt for a play, a series, all right, these backup quarterbacks are not afraid to come in, and the coaches use them in the passing game, all right? So that's why we're going to go with that. We've got multiple ways to hit it at plus 180. Pull us back up here. All right, Chiefs, Eagles, total rushing touchdowns, over 2.5, minus 125. Yes. All right. Saquon and Jalen could get this on their own. The Chiefs could get this on their own, right? Rushing touchdowns in a Super Bowl, 2 teams that utilize the red area well. Yeah, we're going to roll with that. Now, Chiefs, Eagles, total 4th down conversions, over 2.5. I think we're going to see 4th downs attempted all night tonight. You know Philadelphia gets down with it. Kansas City's not afraid either. Now, they use their punter for sure, but yeah, we're going to go with 4th down conversions over 2.5. Now, look at that at the bottom. Patrick Mahomes, throw a pick, plus 115. Jalen Hurts, throw a pick, plus 115. Big Scott says, what's up, baby? What's up, bro? What's up, man? Reed, where was that punt touchback? BetMGM. BetMGM. All of these right here that are on screen, and let me pull myself back up here. All of these either came from DraftKings or BetMGM, okay? So take a look there 100%. If you can't find it, let me know. We'll definitely get it. Melody, the minister of culture there. Smash that like button, please. You have no idea how much that like button helps. I swear to you. It's huge, 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 huge for sure. Yeah, like says, hit that like, definitely. Let's see. Oh, Big Tony, I can't wait till Florida. Brother, look, I've been there, man. When we were in Miami and we were in Fort Lauderdale, like the only way we could bet anything was, I think it was Hard Rock, right? Yeah, and that was during COVID too, and they had the digit, like my favorite, all right, and I'll pull myself up here. My favorite table game is craps. I will shoot craps all night long. And it was digital. It was wild, man, because obviously people are in masks and stuff like that. Right, go down that road. But yeah, man, I think, yeah, Florida, it's wild for how large, of a state that it is, for sure. Bitsy says, get it hot. All right, got something for you, Bitsy. So, okay, 1 second. Hardly any props. Yeah, I know, man. I know. Press the 6. There we go, brother. Okay, so, all right, got these now. Here is what we're gonna do now, okay? Oh, Peggy, you're so sweet. Hey, got y'all's back for sure. And you guys have had mine forever. Y'all are the absolute best. Now, so you might be looking at this and saying, AB, like, I like these, but I need a list of bets that no one's looking at, bets that no one is paying attention to, all right? Bets that are there and no other shows are talking about them. You know what I mean? B Mill says, "Be gonna miss the football talk all the way till next August." Yeah, thankfully we do. I know. I mean, it's always a sad day. It's a great day, but it's a sad day. Like when football's off, like, it's tough. So, yeah. So, like I said, bets that we're looking at saying, where can we find our edge? Well, I think we found some. Bam! All right, so let's take a look at some under the radar picks. DeAndre Hopkins, over 1.5 receptions at plus 115. All right, I'm going to show you in just a little bit the Chiefs' offense on film. All right, DeAndre Hopkins, yes, he's not a big part of their offense most of the time. However, what they are going to use him as, okay, because running the ball could be difficult, they use him essentially as another tight end. 5-yard routes and in, all right? Hitches, ins, outs, okay? Big body, hands. Patrick Mahomes can trust him doing that. Could come in the red zone as well. Over 1.5 receptions at plus 115. Addison, boom, just hit that. Yeah, good call, man. Logan, yep, there you go, right there. All right. Grant Calcaterra, over half a receiving yard at plus 148. Plus 148. This is at DraftKings. Go to receiving props, like when you click in, to the game deal. Yeah. Grant Calcaterra, big tight end for the Eagles. Now, obviously, they've got other dudes that they use, but Calcaterra, here's why I like him. All right. And we've talked about him like throughout the year, right? He's in a lot of plays because he's a great, great asset in the blocking game. Now, you're saying, okay, well, he's blocking. Well, you know what? When you're on the field, all right, we can use you, right? We can absolutely use you. And over half a receiving yard, 1 yard is what we need through this game. I like it there. All right. Blackjack cheer. Oh, $9.99 super chat. So thank you, Blackjack, man. Blackjack's fun. I always get nervous that like I'm gonna mess someone else up, that's sitting there, at first, second, third base. Like I don't ever I play, I enjoy it. But yeah, shout out to you, man. It takes a good team player. All right. Takes a good team player. And thank you for that, Abe. You are a great team player. And Joe just nailed it right there. Calcaterra and Hurts and Oklahoma together as well. Yes, sir, they were. Joe, you are a brilliant and beautiful son of a gun. That's why. Well, not only why, but Grant Calcaterra, yes. There we go. Okay. Now, if you're looking at defensive props, be careful with sacks, right? Because sacks can count half a sack, etc. Be careful with them. But if you are looking for defensive plays, okay, Chris Jones, over a quarter of a sack, plus 105. Jalen Carter, Chris Jones on the Chiefs side, Jalen Carter on the Eagles side, over a quarter of a sack at plus 112. So, option there if you're looking to hit on some defensive plays. So, like Chris Jones over. Yeah, there you go. 100%. I mean, these dudes are studs. They're absolute studs, right? So, total flex versus bet need to be successful. Yes. So the fourth downs, and let me pull it back here real quick. Fourth down conversions. Yes. So the fourth downs, they have to be successful. Yes. The 2-point conversion attempt is just the attempt. We do need the fourth down conversion. So that's a great point. Excellent look by you. Yes, 100%. Okay. Now, take a look here. All right. First touchdown. All right. And this is at DraftKings. The jersey number over 15.5. And the book, it's at minus 115. It's minus 115 both sides. It's either over or under 15.5. Go through the rosters and look at players' jerseys that are under 15 or 15 and under. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. Now, there's a couple others, right? But for the most part, all right, you're going to see most dudes over 15.5. So if you're looking for something just on the side, like fun, yeah, like you might be able to find value there, but you cannot have either quarterback. All right, run it in, because then we're done. Mahomes obviously being 15, Jalen Hurts being 1, right? So pay attention to that one. A.J. Brown being 11 and Devontae Smith being under 15.5 as well. So, yeah, like take a look at that, but you got a shot there, especially if you think Saquon Barkley. Yeah. All right. Saquon Barkley, first quarter reception at plus 160. Saquon Barkley, go through and look at his splits this year with the Eagles. His receptions come in the first half. They come in the first half. Now, we've played it over 1.5 a lot this year, right? I think his number is over 2.5 in this game, and I don't hate that. However, all right, to have one reception in the first quarter, I dig it. I absolutely dig it. Joe says, Jalen Carter says a lot of exclusive on the right side, meaning that Milton Williams is likely going to get a lot of one-on-ones. Williams, there you go. Right there, bro. Right there, indeed. Yeah, So, John, me too, right? We had over 1.5, and I think he ended at 1, right? That he's kind of like Nikola Jokic with threes in that you get one early and then you sweat it for the rest, right? So if you're looking for just something that you could get, a plus 160, it's worth the shot, right? Eagles second half team total over 12.5. The Chiefs give up points in the second half of games, specifically in the fourth quarter of games. Okay. And if we have seen history with the Chiefs, generally the other team has to make a little comeback. Actually, I mean, they're pretty tight games. I mean, the last 3 Super Bowls have been decided by exactly 3 points, right? So second half, getting the Eagles at team total over 12.5. All right. That even gives you, say they score 2 touchdowns, you can even miss an extra point, or say they go for 2 and don't get it, right? Still get 6, 7, still get 13. Or you could get touchdown and 2 field goals. So, yeah, 12.5, the 12.5 and 13.5 are very, very different numbers. Very different numbers, especially in a game like this. So 12.5 solid, 13.5, you could be playing with fire because, touchdown, 2 field goals, there you go, right? Touchdown, 3 field goals, right? 2 touchdowns and 2 extra. Like, I hope that makes sense. Like, you can get ahead of your skis a little bit in regards to that. Now, final one here. Chiefs, Eagles, both teams to score 1+ touchdown in each half at plus 120. Again, it's plus money for a reason. However, I kind of do feel good that both teams are going to score at least 1 touchdown in each half. Now, it's a risk, definitely, but plus 120, nice payout for something that is seemingly could be pretty, attainable, right? It's got AB total touchdown game is 5.5. Do you like the over under? Okay, so let's take a look at that, right? So if you need 6 touchdowns, okay? Let's just assume 3 and 3, right? Again, we got a total of 48.5. Okay. Like I do, right? Like I like it, but again, 5.5 is a tough number. You definitely want to get off to a good start. You want to have, 3 to 4 touchdowns. 3 to 4 touchdowns in the first half would be really nice for that. But again, all right, the thing to worry about is the third quarter. That's the issue to worry about. Okay, let tell you this. Let's do this. Let me pull up the scoring here. Okay. And let's just take a look at what both of these teams have done. Okay. And so I'm going to pull this off just so we can see. And I'm going to pull, there we go, right there. Okay. So, anybody that's just jumping in, all the picks right there on the ticker there. All of our picks plus all of the, under the radar picks that we just went through. Okay. So take a look here. Okay. So generally, all right, you're looking at a good amount of touchdowns the first quarter. All right. Like if you could get to 3 in the first half, you're sitting pretty. Eagles have scored a touchdown in the first quarter in 7 straight games. The Chiefs have been on fire in the first quarter in throughout the postseason for sure. And this is a team that starts Super Bowls off well. Okay. You take a look again, it's the third quarter that you worry about, right? So in NFL game, really college and the NFL, second quarter and fourth quarter are generally your highest scoring. Okay. Like I like it, but 5.5 it's a big number. Like 6 touchdowns. I mean, it's generally what? I mean, that's 6 touchdowns, 6 extra points. I mean, it's 42, right? And here's why I do like it as well. Because if you have a blowout, that would mean at least one team has probably 4 touchdowns. At least, right? And then you've got the other team that will be just going, right? In the second half, taking the run game out of it. We're also going to see a game to where there could be a lot more passing than these teams generally do, meaning that incomplete passes, all right, clock stops, right? So that's something that could help you out as well. So long story short, yeah, man, like Scott, I like it. Like I like it, but I get you know, folks who might stay away, for sure. All right. So that it's a good question. And if anybody has any questions, drop them into the chat for sure. Now, all right, let me get back to make sure that we hit all of our under the radar picks that we have. Yeah, so that was the last one. Eagles, Chiefs, both teams score 1+ touchdown in each half. Okay, let's see. Robert, hey, hope you're feeling better, buddy. Hurts have to pass. Spags will not let the running game down. Completely agree. Robert, completely agree. Completely agree. And with what you just said, right? So we take a look, pull up our board here. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, the Eagles have number one pass defense, right? But look at that. 10th ranked rush defense, 8th ranked rushing defense for the Chiefs. Like, both teams are going to have to throw. Absolutely going to have to throw and get good time of possession on both sides. So, yeah, definitely agree there, man, for sure. And said Phillies are front. You know what's funny? I've got a couple of my buddies say the same thing, and like they're just all out, and they're not Chiefs guys either. I assure you, but it's funny with that right there. Okay, so those were our under the radar plays. Now we had some AB3s throughout the week. So let's re-hit on all of them that we had so that you have them. Now, I'll give a plug and a shout out to the Discord, okay? All of these graphics, we put them in there early, right? Like everyone already had them before the show. So tuning in, joining the Discord again, which is free and shameless plug right here. Just scan that QR code. You have access to all these. I dropped them in beforehand, so everybody coming in already had them. Now, so we're going to go through what we had all week, all right? First one, Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown. Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, 1+ interception, plus 465, okay? And if you have to go back, screenshot them. Yeah, put them right up here. Second one, both teams to score 1+ touchdown in each half. Saquon Barkley, anytime TD. Eagles team total over 22.5. Again, the same thing we talked about with halves team totals over 12.5. 22.5 and 23.5 are very different numbers. That's why we dropped it one. Team total over 22.5 at plus 225. Now, next one. Travis Kelce, 2+ receptions. That's it. 2+ receptions. Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown. And both teams to score at least 1 point in the fourth quarter. Plus 215. All right. This one's got a little risk to it, right? Like, anytime that you're getting, a touchdown. And again, I mean, it's Travis Kelce, but, with the Chiefs, man, you just never know, right? You just absolutely never know. So that one's plus 215. All right. Finally, Chiefs, 20+ points scored. Eagles, 20+ points scored. And Jalen Hurts, all right, anytime TD. Now, this is not throwing. This is running. All right. Plus 210. I think both teams get to 20 points or more. And I do think that Jalen Hurts will rush one in. Maybe he catches one. All right. Maybe they get a little Philly special. A little shout out to Nick Foles there. Right. So that those are, speak proper English here, the AB3s that we had throughout the week. All right, A says, hope today's game is an absolute shootout back and forth, even though both teams' defensive numbers points to a potential 21-24 type game. Let's see each score. Me too. 100% me too. And I think we're going to get it. You've got two teams. Clearly the Chiefs aren't nervous, right? I mean, they've won 2 straight. They've been like 4 in the last 6 years. And the Eagles aren't going to be afraid either. It's weird. The only person in this game that really hasn't been in a Super Bowl is Saquon. Like everyone else has been here. So, yeah, like, plus you got redemption on the line, history on the line. Like, I think both teams are going to get after it and be aggressive right out of the gate because neither team wants to fall behind and have to go against said defenses, as you listed out intelligently. Yeah, for sure. My God, Barkley passing TD. Now we're talking right there. Now, let's bring up another thing. Okay. Willie said grammar. Yeah, you're right, brother. You're right. Now, public versus pro splits. Pull this up here. So if you are somebody, and let me pull the banner off just for 1 second. All right. If you're somebody that likes to know where the public has bet so far and the big money sharps, quote unquote, all right, you're Robert Bibbos. Okay. This is where they've gone. So let me explain what I mean by this. And Scott, are we having a live Super Bowl? Absolutely, man. 5:30 p.m. Eastern, brother. Already on the YouTube page. If you go up there, show and everything's already created, go ahead and jump in. Hit the like button, and it'll notify you. Or click the bell, turn the notifications on for sure. Okay, so how to read this, all right, is this. So betting the money line all the way up to this morning, okay, the public, 62% have bet the Chiefs on the money line, all right? The big money, the pros, 72%. So, I mean, look at the alignment here. Both the public and the pros are on the same side on all of them. That is why you haven't seen any movement. I'm surprised with the total. Now, I will say, this is the only game, all right, the only NFL game through the year where the public can move the spreads, totals, lines. They can move the lines as much as the sharps do. Watch it. All right. The public will start betting this game here in about 2 hours. All right. It's 10:29 as we speak right now. Okay. Watch the numbers. They'll start moving. You're going to see it. And especially leading up to kickoff, like an hour, 2 hours before. Yeah. Okay. Now, spread. All right. Eagles plus 1.5. The public, 58% on the Eagles. The Sharps, 68%. There you go. Same side. Again, usually going up against each other. Then finally, the over 48.5. Look at that. Public, 82%. Sharps, 78%. So that goes to show you what it tells you is this. All right. That the books put out pretty market efficient numbers. Okay. And every time that you see some big money coming in, big money also comes out on the other way. And even more so, honestly. So, yeah, there you go. Like, public and pros were both thinking the same thing. So if you're somebody who likes to know that type of information, there you go right there. Okay. Now, I mean, we keep going. Want to get to some headlines here, but really just kind of going around the network here and getting some information they might not have. Okay. From some people that we like. We're going to make sure that they get all the credit here. First one, all right, from our friend Adam Thompson here. Only twice in the last 17 years has the favorite covered with the over also hitting. So if you like Kansas City, you should also lean under. The under has also hit all 4 times since 2014 when the total is in the 40s. Total we have in this game, 48.5. Adam, well done there. Next, our man Sal bets. Eagles kicker Jake Elliott. His player prop is set at 6.5 kicking points. He's hit this number in 100% of his last 7 games. And the Super Bowl has just 1 point spread. In close games this year, Elliott averages 7.2 points. Sal, well done on that one, getting us the Philly feel right there. B, where's your waffle hoodie? Ooh, just watched it yesterday. Hey, hanging up and clean. I should have worn it here. Elliott is the truth. Dude, he is, right? Now, all right, top of the line sports here. NFL Super Bowl prop bet trend. The team to score last wins the game, has won 15-0 of the last 15 Super Bowls. Now, guess who scores last? I don't know. But there you go. And again, this goes back to what we talked about. The NFL is a 3-point league. The Super Bowl, the last 3 straight Super Bowls have been decided by 3 points. So if you're somebody like that wants to bet on something like this, all right, take a look at the bet of, it's like a game prop bet of, will there be a score in the final 2 minutes of the game? There usually is. Okay. I believe it's our last one here from the sports betting wizard, our boy. All right, Super Bowl betting trend insight. Underdogs 13-4 against the spread in the last 17 Super Bowls and 17-6 against the spread in the last 23. The team with the better playoff seed, Chiefs number 1, is just 2-16-2 against the spread in the last 27 Super Bowls. So we don't live by trends for sure, but I mean, it's a pretty good sample size, right? So just something to pay attention to, something to look at. It might help you for sure. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We had one more. All right, from our man, John. John's going to come on the show here. The Eagles plus 110 money line is the most popular Super Bowl bet. All right, this is according to Christian Cipollilli, the trading manager at BetMGM. The Eagles plus 110 money line is the most popular Super Bowl bet, but Philly is a great result on the futures market for the sports book. We would be happy with Jalen Hurts and co lifting the Lombardi trophy. There you go. And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about, that the books have a pretty market efficient number. Haven't seen a lot of movement. Like the books are pretty good going into this, right? The big things that they don't want to happen, Saquon Barkley touchdown. Like that's going to be in every parlay all over the board. So it's something to think about if you're putting together some parlays and you want to kind of look and think the way that the books, how they kind of want it to go. Yeah, Saquon Barkley. If Saquon Barkley doesn't score a touchdown, the books will all of this doesn't matter. The books will absolutely massively rake if Saquon does not score a touchdown tonight. So that's something to pay attention to for sure. But you know what? Reed says, a little nugget for you, B. In every Chiefs Super Bowl last round, there's been a KC TD score that was really played. There you go. Reed. Well done. Well freaking done. All right. It's a good nugget. You know what else is a good nugget? The no-fly zone. All right, let's break down these quarterbacks and these teams and what we're going to see through it so that we can properly bet props throughout this game. So what you see here, the Eagles' secondary rankings in just the playoffs. I went through and calculated just the playoffs of how both teams have done. All right, look at the Eagles. Studs. All right, short left, ranked second. Short mid, sixth. Short right, sixth. Deep left, third. Deep mid, fifth. Deep right, seventh. This is the number one passing defense in the NFL. Has been here all year long, and the playoffs hadn't changed anything. Take a look at Patrick Mahomes here. This is in the AFC Championship last week, okay? I want you to take a look at Mahomes' chart right here, okay, and see what his pass game looked like against Buffalo, but who Patrick Mahomes is as a quarterback, okay? So 10 yards in and to the right. He's a right-handed quarterback, all right? It is safer to throw to the right than to the left if you are right-handed. You're not throwing across your body. Now, it's Patrick Mahomes. He can make every throw on planet Earth, okay? But what I want you to see, and this is what you will see tonight, all right? Not going to be perfectly to it, but there's a reason why Mahomes' chart looks exactly like this. So you see it a little bit short left, a little bit short middle, pretty heavy short right, okay? Take a look at this, and this is Patrick Mahomes' entire body of work through the last season, okay? You see this right here? Look at this. Look at that green. You see it? Short, left, heavy right. Look at this. This is by design, okay? So Mahomes, deep left, deep mid. If the Eagles can get a lead and force Mahomes to have to make risky throws, deep left and deep mid, he's throwing picks. Intermediate right, again, look at this. See that hole right there, intermediate right? Yep. See that hole deep middle, deep left? Absolutely. All right. This film chart matters, man. And that is exactly what Philly's goal is tonight, is to get a lead and to force Mahomes not to throw it to where 104.5 in the middle, 116.3 in the middle, 97.9, 98.3, 111.7. All right, get him out of the green and into the red. All right, that's where you want it to be. Again, it aligns perfectly with who he is. So what are the game scripts that you're going to see out of Mahomes tonight? And you can use this in regards to your prop betting for all players, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, right? What are the game scripts going to look like? Score first. The Chiefs, again, they're not afraid to play from behind. They're not afraid to do a damn thing. But you want to score first. You want to play with a lead or even, okay? Sideline to body passes. What do I mean by that? Let's go right back to it, okay? Look at the sidelines, all right? When you have a wide receiver that runs 5-yard outs, okay, that means the wide receiver runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then cuts it to the sideline, to the right if he's on the right, to the left on the left. What you do with that is that, do you see these by the plus 10, all right, right by the out-of-bounds markers, left and right? What you do is you use your body, all right, and the boundary to keep it safe. Either you're going to catch it or nobody's going to catch it. You're going to see a lot of that tonight, all right? And that's where DeAndre Hopkins comes into play. Short pass de facto run game. Again, all right? Look at this. The more that you can utilize 10 yards and in, the better that you are, all right? You force Philly's defense to adjust to you, not you adjust to them. Offensive holding. This is the problem. Kansas City's offensive line specifically has to watch out for holding calls. All right. Ron Torbert, referee, his crew, they call him a lot. So be careful because 10 yards is a devastating penalty. Now let's flip it over. 3.5 stars for Mahomes to throw a pick tonight. So let's flip it over here. And again, the Chiefs secondary, this is just in the playoffs because I wanted us to have the most fresh information that we have. All right. Short left 6, short mid 14, short right 10, deep left 5, deep mid 8, deep right 4. That's a damn good defense too, all right? Damn good defense. And they want to get some studs as well. All right, this is Jalen Hurts in the NFC Championship game last year or 2 weeks ago against the Commanders. Look at the numbers. 20 of 28, 246, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Mahomes. 18 of 26, 245, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. You see that? They're almost identical, literally. And I'm going to show you why. Now, look at Jalen Hurts. You see this? Short, left to right. Does it look familiar? Because that's what safe quarterbacks do that have run games. Throw to your right so you're not throwing across your body, all right? And you keep it safe. Jalen Hurts' offense is 5 yards and in. You see these green dots? These are completions, all right? And this was in a blowout. They didn't necessarily need the pass game all too terribly much, but they still get down with that. Now, we did the same thing we did with Mahomes with Hurts, okay? His full body work since last year, okay? You see Hurts' screen here? Look at this, okay? You see it? Now, it's not as pretty as Mahomes with the short, mid, intermediate mid. Jalen Hurts is lethal, all right? He could tear you up, but he didn't have to do it against Washington throwing across the middle, but he could do it. His trouble areas, all right? Deep middle. And look at the Chiefs, all right? Studs. Deep right, okay? Again, he threw it a couple times. You see it last week. But when Jalen goes deep, he goes left. That's where he goes deep. You see those 3 completions there that he had last week. That's how he gets down. And you see it, 93.8 completion percentage compared to the deep right, 51.5. He's much more lethal. So what do I mean by that? Pay attention to who's throwing or who's lining up receiver-wise deep left early in the game. That's where the yardage comes from. That's where he will go deep. But again, where he could get into trouble is if the Eagles are playing from behind and the Chiefs can jump some of these routes. All right, get some pressure on them, which they absolutely can. Okay? So very similar for Hurts as it is to Patrick Mahomes. Run game, fun game, man. If you're running the football successfully, playing defense, the Eagles are almost impossible to beat. Saquon short pass game. Use it. Okay? Use it. It'll protect you here. All right? That short right, that short left, absolutely use it. And again, look at all these passes behind the line of scrimmage. You see that? They're going to use the running backs in the short passing game. Heavy pre-snap motion. So what you do when you line up at the line of scrimmage and you put a wide receiver, a running back, or a tight end into motion, you're checking to see, number 1, is there a blitz coming? And number 2, are they in man or zone defense? Okay? If you put a wide receiver in motion, let's say from the right to the left, Okay. If the safety follows the wide receiver, it's man coverage. All right. If the cornerback or another safety on that side, right, if they pick him up, if nobody moves, it's zone coverage. And the Chiefs do a great job of blending both, but that's why they do it, to check those two things. Exploit defensive holding deep. Watch for this tonight. They will take a shot, and they will do it early to force the referees, all right, because everyone understands the narrative, all right? I'm not saying that it's real. I'm not saying it's not real, but everyone understands it, okay? Exploit it. Defensive holding deep, because, again, you see Jalen Hurts really hadn't had to throw deep, but when he does, goes to the left. Something to pay attention to. Jalen Hurts, 3.5 stars to throw a pick as well. So I hope that helped. Hope that understood that what you will see out of both quarterbacks tonight is a focus on the short passing game. All right. Watch for which defense can get pressure on the QB and force them to start throwing deeper, throwing deeper, throwing deeper, because that's generally where they get into trouble. Now, going to get out of here in just a second. Let me pull back up the picks, because you've got a lot to do and you got a lot of bets to get in, and you got food to get too. Make sure tonight, like I said, all right, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, make sure to join us for sure. You can see it right there, live right here on YouTube and the Discord. I'm telling you, jump in there today. There's all kinds of good information. And the crew, hell, y'all are better than I am, man. Like, there's all kinds of great bets. Make sure to get in there now. So the bets that we have, put them back up here again, and I'll pull myself. Eagles money line, Saquon Barkley. Actually, look, yeah, I'll read through it. All right, because we've got podcasts, folks. I forget about that. You guys can't see. Eagles money line, Saquon Barkley, TD plus 180. Saquon Barkley, 2+ touchdowns, plus 310. Saquon Barkley, longest rush, over 24.5 yards. Mahomes, over 6.5 rush attempts. Check your books. You might be able to get 5. Chiefs, Eagles, 2-point conversion attempt, plus 110. Chiefs, Eagles, punt result in a touchback, plus 130. Chiefs, Eagles, over 2.5 players to attempt a pass, plus 180. Chiefs, Eagles, total rushing TDs, over 2.5, minus 125. All right, total fourth down conversions, over 2.5. It's both teams, plus 120. Mahomes, 1+ interception, plus 115. Jalen Hurts, 1+ interception, plus 115. And then our under the radar picks: DeAndre Hopkins, over 1.5 receptions, plus 115. Grant Calcaterra, Eagles tight end, over half of a receiving yard. We need 1 receiving yard in this game at plus 148. Chris Jones of the Chiefs, over 0.25 sacks, plus 105. Jalen Carter, the Eagles, over 0.25 sacks at plus 112. All right. First touchdown score, and this one's risky, but if you want some fun, first touchdown score, jersey number. This is a fun game to play. Like, even if you're not betting, but you're at like a Super Bowl party or something, and people that don't really pay attention to the game or any of that, like, this is a fun game to play just on the side. You know what I mean? So if you want to do that, set the number there. Over or under 15.5 jersey number. Okay, minus 115 there. Saquon Barkley, first quarter reception, plus 160. Eagles second half team total, over 12.5, minus 110. And then the Chiefs and the Eagles, both teams to score at least 1 touchdown in each half. So that was a lot. All right, do we have any questions? Go Birds. All right, dude, this Chicago Fans says, this is gonna be a fun game. I can't wait, man. Like, and especially as somebody, like, I have no like pull for either team. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to see a good game. And I think that we're absolutely gonna get it. Joe, a great show. Hey, man, thank you, guys. Like, it's all about you guys for sure. Yeah. All right. Pat says I too also like the under. Yeah, books would like that. If you're somebody that likes to bet with a sports book narrative, they would certainly like it. Rick says, who's got it better than us? Nobody. Indeed, man. Hell yeah, John. Hell yeah, for sure. Ooh, Joe did a little smoked pulled pork, barbecue baked beans. God, I love mac and cheese. I mean, I love food, but I love mac and cheese, man. Throw some pepper, actually heavy pepper on there. Coleslaw, too. Love coleslaw. Man, do you put the coleslaw, like, all right, so you got the smoked pulled pork. Do you take a bun? Like, do you eat the pulled pork, like, on the plate? Or do you throw it, like, on a bun and kind of make pulled pork sandwiches, right? I'm a big sandwich guy. So I throw it on the bread, but then also I throw that coleslaw in there too. It's kind of like a KFC sadness bowl. Melody says, I do love food. I got to house some damn food. Love it. Joe says coleslaw on the sandwich. Damn right. That's how you do it right there. Oh, man. To get that double styrofoam cup, sweet tea. Look, let me show you this. Show you I'm prepared. Look, already cut the lemons up. Get that sweet tea. Put the lemon in there. Got this ready to go. Joe, I wish I was over at your house, brother. That's going to be great, man. But yeah, hey, we don't play with those lemons. You do it. We stay alkaline. No, I'm kidding. All right. I think we've got it. All right. I don't want to keep you guys. I know that you got a lot to do. Look, man, my man Willie Nelson in the chat, boy. Hey, the redheaded stranger himself. Love it, man. I absolutely love it. Look, dude, cheesy. Look, the double styrofoam is the way to go. Like, there's nothing better on a golf course in the summer. All right. 7:10. You're teeing off. All right. Double styrofoam cup full of an Arnold Palmer with throw some lemons in there again. Now you're ready to go. What did Mel say? I'm having Papa. Oh, that's what. Oh, yeah, Mims. Hey, I can eat some Popeyes now. A little red beans and rice. I'll house some red beans and rice. 100%. 100%. Okay. Yeah. All right. So quick shout out here. Two things. So number one, all right. And this is why to join the Discord, because look, we had screwed up on Friday afternoon show. All right. With our man, the Gipper. And it on me, messed it up, and his picks crushed in the UFC. Right. So, I'll get that worked out to where he'll be on, making sure to get all the picks there. But join that Discord for sure, because he dropped them in, and I mean, they absolutely smashed. So Gip, well done, brother, on that one. And number two, all right, Zach has absolutely crushed the Discord, and I want to make sure that all the credit is to you all and to Zach, because all the organization, all of it that you see is him, absolutely him. He has done just such an unbelievable job. So, Zach, from all of us, bro, for real, thank you. And, yeah, everybody make sure, like, if you haven't joined it, again, it's free. Like, it'll never cost you a penny, like, none of it, right? Come on in for sure. There's a lot of good information, and obviously everybody in there. And we'll be in there live betting the Super Bowl tonight. You know what I mean? So you get a lot of perspectives here. It's basically like we keep the show going all day long. You know what I mean? So, yeah, big shout out to Zach on that one for freaking sure. And yeah, dude, Gip did. That's what I want to say. Absolutely. Like, I want to make sure that like it was a login issue. There's like StreamYard's crazy. Sometimes you got to click once. Sometimes you got to click twice. Sometimes you get stuck in a back room. Sometimes you get stuck in a green room. But again, on me, like, not blaming our guy. But yeah, he absolutely crushed it. Like, absolutely crushed it. So, definitely good. Like, I'll fix that issue for sure. Like, making sure that doesn't happen again. But like, he had also dropped those in the Discord. So yeah, 100%, man. Gip absolutely crushes. Absolutely crushes. Melly says no man's posted Discord. Yeah, he did. He also, I think he's got 7 bottles of Jack Daniels, like, that he bought. I mean, he has 7,000 in his house already. I'll send you some pictures tonight. Like, legitimately, he's a squad. He's all these things, like, with Jack Daniels. It's unbelievable, man. It's really, really cool. He has like barrels in his house. But yeah, I think even the boys were out late last night. He might be checking this one on demand. Our man, for sure. I love him. Absolutely love him. Okay. All right. I think we got it. Let me make sure. As much as betting over should be the play next week. College baseball kickoff. If they would do college softball, these kickoff games, I bet the under 100%. All right. This is a great point. All right. 1,000,000%. And pay attention to, and it'll be different, for every game, every team, but weather is going to absolutely matter, because you're going to have some places that are cold. I mean, it's not going to be hot anywhere unless you're playing, in one of these, early season tournaments, in a dome, right? But I mean, anybody who's ever played baseball, we're gonna get to be talking humidity again. We're gonna be to do that. But yeah, man, like, sometimes the ball just doesn't travel, and especially, yeah, like, I love college softball. Like, I think it betting wise, it would be a massive success. And I think that if anyone's never watched college softball, it's great. Absolutely excellent athletes, very well coached teams, very fundamental softball, baseball principles, great pitching, obviously. And it's unbelievably fast paced. Like, if you're somebody who you like action, college softball is your game. It doesn't stop. Like, it is absolutely quick pace. It would be a great sport, like, betting wise. I could not agree more with all of this right here. I'm a huge women's college softball fan. Like, it's an absolute great sport. Yeah, so much faster play. A million percent, right? And you've got pitchers who are using a natural motion of underhand so that your aces go game to game to game to game, right? Like, I could not agree more with all of that. Like, women's college softball, like, huge fan, huge fan. Jeff Stacy, link for the Discord. Yep, hang tight, brother. So it's in the show description, right? So you can find it in there if you want the link. If you want a QR code, you could just scan that with your phone. Now you're probably on your phone, right? But I'll end the show here in just a minute, and when you do, you can either just pull it back up. You can scan it, or again, just the link is in the show description, or somebody could probably drop it in there as well. But yeah, you'll find it for sure. And like I said, it's absolutely free. There's no, there's no money. Nobody's going to be hitting you up from, like, none of it, man. It's 100% free. And if anybody has never used it before, Jeff, of course, absolutely, man. If you have any issues, let us know. We'll definitely make sure that figure it out, because sometimes links can get a little hairy. But yeah, like I said, if you've never used it before, like, you'll log in, like, you'll come in and you'll see it, and it'll take like 5 seconds, because you look and you're like, whoa, what is all this? Like, if you've ever used Slack for work, the exact same thing. So yeah, you'll get it. You'll pick it up very quickly. Yeah, for sure. Okay, I think that's it. All right, I'll let you guys get out of here. But it's everything we have right there for the show. Check your feeds. We've got the full expert guide where we go through all the player props. And I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about, because if anybody's brand new and you don't know what I mean when I keep saying the player props here. Oh, hold on. I got 2 stats for you. So we went through, you're going to get all these. All right. Past 9 Super Bowl averages. All right. This is the formula to winning the Super Bowl, both on the field and betting. Okay. Check that show out. You're going to get that. All right. You're going to get averages here for quarterbacks in regards to their numbers and their per game averages. All right. Rushing, same deal. Receiving, same deal. All right. Team total overs. You're going to get those. All right. The referee information. All right. Offensive holding, defensive holding. You're going to get that 10-7 to the over this year. All right. Go through it. Playoff points per quarter averages. You have that first touchdown score. Oh, I got to give a Jim too. Oh, I'm glad we pulled that up. And every average margin of victory since 20. I'm telling you, go check that episode out if you haven't. And we've got Gatorade colors with how many times they've happened. Just go check that show out. Absolutely check that show out. Now, okay. AJ Brown, 1,200. Going AJ Brown, 1,200. If I had to choose somebody that was on the Chiefs, Kareem Hunt plus 950. That was plus 1,000 earlier in the week. I would have jumped on that. If I had to go somebody on the Chiefs, probably go Pacheco. I mean, Kelsey's right there, but I think I would probably go Pacheco there at 1,700. I'm going AJ Brown. I'm going absolutely AJ Brown. 100%. Bro, that's you. Like, I'm telling you, man, that's you guys, dude. You guys you guys keep this thing going 100%. All right, so we're going AJ Brown. Now, I've got 2 stats for you as well, okay, as we get out of here, because we can't have just one stat on one team. First one, Chiefs games. They've hit the third quarter under in 8 of their last 10 away from Arrowhead Stadium. Now, this is technically a road game for both teams, right? But this fits the stat. So what we spoke about, third quarters, all right, unders. Coming out of halftime, remember, It's a 45-minute halftime. Generally, halftime in the NFL is 12 minutes. All right. We also break that down in the expert guide of how to look at it from that way. Dan, Hunt is currently plus 1,000. I would change that. If I were going with the Chiefs, I would absolutely go Kareem Hunt. Like plus 1,000 for sure. For sure. Yeah. It's a good bet. Thank you for that, by the way. Okay, now that's the Chiefs. Yep, Dave did. Yeah, he did. I'm absolutely with AJ Brown. Eagles, they have covered the fourth quarter spread in 11 of their last 15 games. Yep. They're fourth quarter monster. That's why I like that play of the Eagles second half team total over 12.5. 100%. You guys think Pacheco? I do. They're going to need him. They're going to need all of them. They're going to need Hunt. They're going to need Pacheco, and they're going to need Mahomes. Yeah. Now the question is, you can't let Philadelphia. As weird as it sounds, you can't let Philadelphia get a lead on you, right? Because if Philly's defense, and this is the same thing for the Chiefs, if either of these defenses can make you one-dimensional, you are dead. You are absolutely dead to rights. These defenses are too good. And that goes for both sides. All right. Kurt, what up, baby? What up, baby? See, bro. Yeah. So, said it right here. Byron, my dude. Chiefs don't score in the third quarter. Nope. Bro, they don't. Like, now, I mean, it doesn't say that they can't. I mean, they can do it. But look at this. This throughout the entire playoffs this year. They haven't scored a single point in the third quarter. Not a single one. Now, again, does that mean anything tonight? Might not, right? I mean, they're the Chiefs. Like, there's nothing that they can't do. However, if you're just going, I mean, these are the per game averages throughout the playoffs for both teams. Chiefs play 2 games, Eagles play 3 games, right? That's why we went the average. 0. They haven't scored a single point coming out of halftime. And now you've got a halftime that's 45 minutes instead of 12. Maybe it helps. I don't know. But if you're just going by the averages, there you go. Right? But the Eagles, like that over 12.5, they're averaging covering that in the fourth quarter through the playoffs alone. And you get the third quarter with that as well, right? So that's why you go back to the stats. And again, stats are stats, they're trends, but cover the fourth quarter spread 11 of the last 15 games, man. Like, this team scores even when they're up. Like, they score because they run the football and they just wear you out. Absolutely wear you out. But the Chiefs, they score in the fourth quarter too. Like, fourth quarter points could be nice tonight. If you're looking at prop bets per quarter, they could be real nice. Okay. All right. I really will let you guys get out of here. Taking up way too much of your time, but thank you so much. We will see you tonight, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. 4:30 Central, an hour before kickoff of the game. So make sure to tune in. We're going to have a ton of fun. All right. We're going to be breaking down really the final bets, seeing where the numbers are going. Like, we'll go through, all of our bets that we have. I'm going to have insurance plays for you in terms of, like, bring your bets, right, of what you have. And let's take a look at, all right, do we need to have, what we call insurance, like bets? Like, how do we hedge ourselves and protect it and also be able to hit both of them? You see what I'm saying? Right? So we're going to absolutely do that. We're going to go through it. So bring your bets for sure. And I got a feeling we're going to give away some cash tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. This is going to be a fun show. So bring your Super Bowl squares, bring yourself, have fun. You know what I mean? Like, make a drink, make a plate, like, come hang out. Like, that's what it's going to be about. This show is about aligning and getting all of our stuff ready to go so that we're organized and we're good. And then, hour 4 kickoff, we'll take a look again, see if we need to add anything. All right. Other than that, have some fun, man. Y'all the best. All right. But have a great Sunday. We'll see you here live. What is that? 6.5 hours from right now. So everybody, much love. Much love. We're going to have a huge, huge Super Bowl night tonight. I can't wait. Can't wait to spend it all with you. So best of luck. Cash these tickets later, but we'll see each other before that. See you at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Cannot wait. Peace. Who's got
got it better than